There are a couple things wrong with Vampire, and I'm going to be discussing them right on the spot. The Vampire spec in YBA isn't as bad as a lot of people think it is, but it can be improved, it can be better, and I am going to discuss how it can be better. I honestly think you guys can think pretty hard, not even hard, like it's really easy to see and say what can be fixed. Because honestly, this will make Vampire a better spec, and we'll definitely see a lot of vampires running around. The one thing, the key thing that I hate using Vampire, because I use Vampire now, but the one thing that I hate about Vampire is that whenever you freeze someone, they can barrage, they can use moves, and most importantly, they can block, and they can parry. The point of the freezing move is to immobilize your enemy, right? You want to make them stand still, okay? Now, when this happens, you are frozen. You cannot move. So why can you use moves and block? This literally defeats the purpose, because if your player is really good at perfect blocking, right, and, you don't, based on the stand that you have, not a lot of stands have, unblock breakable moves, that can't be parried, right? Or can be parried. Now, not a lot of them, a lot of moves on certain stands can be parried. That's all I'm trying to say. Except Hermit Purple's Vine Whip, double Vine Whip, whatever, okay? That's why Hermit Purple Vampire, that not a lot of people use, is pretty good. Because you can freeze them, double Vine Whip, Blood Suck. It's a true combo. Literally, it's a true combo. Back to what I was thinking. You shouldn't be able to use moves or block. This change would make Vampire such a good spec. I mean, such a good spec. It would literally be probably top tier. Just by that one simple change. Another change, and it's not even a big one. It's so easy to change, so easy, right? A toddler can do it. Is to remove the blood suck being perfect blocked. Why do we need it to be perfect blocked when it's already blockable? And that is your one move to get blood. And blood for vampires is a key thing. It's literally how vampire is, like, that's the main thing people get vampire for, right? It's for the blood. It's for the regen, okay? When it can be parried every time, why are you going to use it? Why would you use it? That defeats the purpose of Vampire. That's why a lot of people don't even play Vampire. Because of those two moves. Those two moves that carry Vampire basically don't even work right. Okay? The way they're designed is... It's bad. It's bad. Right? And when we see this, we think, oh, Hamon, great spec. Boxing, meta. Right? Pluck. I don't know how to use it, but it's pretty good. Okay? Vampire, ew. That's what people think. Okay? These two simple changes, Vampire will be A, maybe even S tier. One more change that I think is pretty optional is making, like, if you're going to make the blood suck parryable and blockable, at least buff it so it gives you more blood. Because right now, it gives you literally the size of your pinky, like your pinky nail. Like, look at it for a second. That's how much blood that you get just from one blood suck. Like, you should at least get a lot more from that, okay? I'm thinking at least 2 or 3 pinky nail sizes, alright? Like, at least. Two at most. Alright? I feel like 3 would be a little bit more, but it could be blocked and it could be parried. Like, it's the main move for vampires to get blood, but when you can't get blood, because whenever you freeze them and you want to, get blood, you can't. Because they can use moves and they can block it. And they can parry it, and then they can punish you for it. Like, I don't see why, like, vampires are good spec with some stands, honestly. And two stands that I don't see a lot of people use with vampire, and I think it's actually pretty decent, is Made in Heaven and Herbert Purple. Like, those are 2 stands that have one unparryable move that can also guard break, and it's, pretty good. And it's really, like, it has a large hitbox, right? One more thing that I feel like would, be kind of necessary is to make it so umbrella, like, the umbrella takes away your M1s if it's daytime. And this can be really annoying because M1s do a lot of damage, and whenever you're missing that much damage, and if you unequip your umbrella and it's daytime, you'll burn to death, and honestly, no one wants that, right? It's kind of stupid, honestly. It's really stupid. And I'm not saying, honestly, the umbrella, it's fine, but just make it so the umbrella literally just, you can M1, right? Don't make it make it an item. I don't know. I just don't know. But that's all. I think you get my point, and honestly, with all of these changes, I feel like Vampire can be a beautiful spec. Now, with all of that said, have a nice day. Good night. I just said 2 different things. Okay, whatever.